Today's piece, or group of pieces, is the Bagatelles Opus 5 by Alexander Tcherepnin. These pieces were composed during World War One, so completed in 1917, and then first published in 1923, I believe. And today it's a physical score. This is a score that my piano teacher had me buy towards the end of my pre-university studies. So I think I was playing piano at around a grade 8 level when I purchased this. And yeah, this is published by Alfred, edited by Lynn Friedman Olson. And I believe these are somewhat pedagogical works, so they're pretty popular with pianists. This score is great because it has a note on the edition, on the piece itself, and the composer, so it saves me a lot of time going online and looking up information. So I should be able to do a quick and easy intro to the piece here for you. There are 10 pieces, 10 bagatelles. They are Allegro Marziale, con vivacità, vivo, lento con tristezza, dolce, allegro con spirito, prestissimo, allegro, allegretto, and presto. So a lot of fast tempo indications. The original edition contains rather open dynamic schemes. In performance, the composer himself clearly added more dynamics. But here we're providing a version as close to the original as possible. Pedaling and fingering, however, have been added by the editor as a performing aid. The pedal is often intended but not shown in the original score. Fingerings, of course, are more of an opinion, more a matter of opinion. In a rather well-known edition, Isidore Philipp revised these pieces, and many teachers and performers have been influenced by this edition. So I guess this edition by Lynn Friedman Olson marks a return to the original manuscript and tries to get at the composer's intent a little bit more. These are his most popular work, apparently, and he also presented them in a version with piano and orchestra. Their appeal lies in their modern touch and great accessibility of sound, I guess. Yeah, this is pretty descriptive. It's not really saying much about the origins of them or why the composer wrote them. They may be grouped in any matter, including a traditional top-to-bottom offering. And there's some advice on how to group them together. Pretty bland description. This does not tell me anything about the piece. But we got a nice bio here of Alexander Tcherepnin. Was born in St. Petersburg, Russia in 1899 to a family of composers and pianists. When he was 33, he lived in China and Japan, where he promoted the compositions of his own pieces, like he promoted himself, and compositions by Chinese and Japanese composers. He founded his own publishing house in Tokyo for this purpose and married a Chinese pianist, Li Xianming. And from 1949 onward, though, he lived in the United States, teaching at DePaul University, music theory teacher. His wife was also invited to join the faculty. He became a U.S. citizen in 1958, moving to New York City in 1964. He has produced 6 piano concertos between 1919 and 1965. He also completed 3 operas. 2 of his sons went into music as well. And his third son became more of a businessman. Alexander's own musical life was more involved in experimental writing than many people realize. He was a musical innovator, and he created a new scale that today bears his name. This scale contains 9 tones rather than the usual 7. Oriental influences were also understandably strong in his writing. He created a set of Chinese bagatelles, for instance. And then his dates, I guess, are 1899 to 1977. So he lived a pretty long life, almost to 80. There's some notes in this edition on each of the bagatelles. I'm not going to go through this because they're more editor notes. They're not really from the composer himself. So yeah, they're in sort of the same flowery language that characterized Lynn's editor's note. And then we get to the bagatelles themselves. Let's have a look at the start of each one. Number 1 is to Maika Kalamkarova. It's possible that all of them are dedicated to this person. We'll see. Yeah, all of them are dedicated to that person. So I'll look into them in a bit. Number 2 starts this way. Number 3 is in 3/8. Number 4 starts with the left hand alone, piano, and it's actually very slow. Number 5, pianissimo at the beginning. Number 6 in 4/2, oddly. Number 7 also in 3/8, like the other fast movement we looked at. And then we got 3 more here. Eight is in 12/8, 4 flats. 9 starts with this ostinato in the right hand and senza pedal at the beginning. And then 10 is presto, and it starts with this simple ascending scale thing. Okay, the only thing I could find on Maika Kalamkarova is that she premiered these bagatelles in Georgia, the country, not the state. I guess around the time they were composed, like 19 teens. And so obviously a pianist, but if you Google her name, mostly you just get lots of links to this set of bagatelles. So clearly not a name that has made a lasting impact on the internet. Maybe if you go through some books, you can find something on her. Link to a recording is in the video description for these. They're all really short, so you can actually get through them all in about 12 minutes. So that's the plan, and I'm going to let you know what I think, and that'll be it for today. This is going to be the only Tcherepnin episode, as you can imagine. I don't got any other scores by him. Okay, so just briefly my thoughts on this piece. I had a huge rush of nostalgia hearing the 9th bagatelle because I suddenly realized that was the one that I had to learn. So I had like a vivid memory of like learning it and playing it. And I remember really enjoying it. Like all of these are very pianistic to play. And yeah, and the 9th one I think is a pretty good one. Like I like the ones that are simpler and it's just kind of melody and accompaniment. He's a really gifted miniaturist and melodist, and they all sound very modern, but in this kind of stripped down Russian way. So I can really see the appeal in them. Trying to think which ones I really liked. I really liked the Prestissimo one. I think that's number 7. Yeah, that one's really fun. And 1 and 2 were both really interesting. I think one thing I didn't like about them was the use of extreme low and extreme upper register. I found it a little bit like he would always sort of like go up there or go down there, but like with scales or arpeggios. And I understand it's supposed to be they're supposed to be like pedagogical, but it's a little bit cliche the third or fourth time you hear him do it. So um, yeah, I kind of would rather these were even shorter and more like miniatures, and he would just like show you one great melody after another with an interesting accompaniment. I think that's sort of the strong parts of it. So that'll be it for Tcherepnin. Glad I haven't featured a Russian composer in a really long time. I think since like Ustvolskaya. So it was nice to have some Russian music from the early 20th century to round off the piano series.